Today I want to share an experience I had it in my primary school life. So I went to a public school from a rural place. Those who come from Kilifi, they can, or from those public school, they can attest the life. So in my primary school, okay, before I go on, don't judge me or don't, like, this is my opinion and this how I felt, and I have had it for a very long time, and I say one day I'll share it. But so during my primary life, okay, most people, maybe the classmates or the schoolmates, thought that I was enjoying that life. So in my primary school, it happened that I became number one from nursery school to until I finished class 8. Uh, this feeling, I wasn't happy about it. Not because that I didn't want to become number one, or I I was not ready to get it. The fact that my fellow students or my fellow schoolmates and classmates, they didn't understand really why I was number one, or they didn't even maybe figure it out. They One thing they kept on saying, they say in Swahili, huyo huwa anaongezewa marks na walimu, anapendelewa na walimu. And that statement really tortured me, because I remember, okay, it didn't torture me while in my lower classes and my maybe class 5 and 4. But when I reached to class 7, you know, every time, like, you see, like, my name is there, and even in regional exams in county, you will find my name. And I really felt lonely, because many people never wanted to sit with me. Imagine. And that feeling, because, like, in their mind they thought that the teachers were favoring me, yet deep down I was really struggling. I used to wake up early in the morning. I used to read. I remember a scenario, guy. I want to cry. While I was in class 7, so I was that girl. mm, I I I really loved reading. Up to now, I really love reading. So in class 7, we were in a boarding school in class 7. So I went in the dorm, and I went with my storybook. So I was reading my storybook, not making noise with anyone. But then early in the morning, I found myself, like, I was called to the staff room, and I was punished. I was like, okay, I was teacher's favorite, but there was this new teacher. Okay, he became my friend afterwards, but he was new, and I was okay. My name was written down because I was reading in the dormitory. Surely, I didn't make noise, but I just found myself in the staff room, being punished because I was reading, and even the other teachers were like, "Mwalimu, are you serious? Are you serious?" But I felt bad. And from that day, when I reached class 8, mm, I explained myself, and I think I was living alone by the time like, this experience wasn't good. Okay, why I mentioned it, it's because most people in my school or in my class believed that teachers were favoring me. Everywhere I am being favored. bad, but deep down, you know, I used to wake up at 3. I go to class while others come to class maybe 5 a.m. because that was when the teacher will come to teach us. And during holidays, I used to read. Like I was making like a lot of effort, but deep down, I was, you know, I was like, oh, I'm suffering because in my primary school, guy, I was suffering because especially most ladies, the girls in our school really hated me because when I sit with someone, they thought, I used to speak English, and our school, most students used to speak mother tongue. So, like, it, okay, it was really paining me, but I thank God I managed. But today, I know most of my friends are from my primary school, and I'm glad that uh, that like they are seeing now what like was in me. Yeah, we usually bond. Yeah, actually last year we 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 made a get together. We had a party. Then after there, we formed like a charity based organization, and we are helping we are helping the society. So I made this story. Why? It's because most students or most learners in those rural areas, they don't have role models. They don't have, maybe, okay, while I went to high school, I went through a big high school. So we used to have, every Saturday, we used to have mm, motivational speakers. But in primary school, we never saw that. So in our mind, many of us, or the students, thought that this one, how comes she always keep reappearing to be number one? So she's getting favors from the teachers. So I, I don't see it is bad, but according to them, they thought so because no one have told them that you have to do this and this. I remember, like, in in my primary school, okay, that was my prime times, but deep down, I wasn't enjoying it because I remember. I don't want to say my scenario during my KCP. Okay, my KCP, it was worse. It was worse not because I was bullied, but I was sick, and I could really see the love of my fellow pupils because some were crying because I was sick. My eyes were swollen, and I couldn't see. I did my KSP as a special student. I think so. I for the first time, so I felt the love of my fellow classmates. They cried because mimi ndo nilikuwa tegemeo. Then I couldn't even see anything, but I thank God I became number one, although, but yeah, but I thank God that my classmates, I really, really love my classmates. And yeah, we are doing things together now. But deep down in my primary school, oh, I wish we go there. Yeah, we are planning to go there to motivate those students that it's not it's not that they are being favored, but I thank also CBC came in. Yeah, yeah, I thank that, but also I think they need to be mentored. Yes, thank you so much for that long story. Yeah, bye.